past staged this high voltage drama. Is that what Prime Minister Narendra Modi doing, or is India showcasing incredible India? Geeta Mohan reports.
Amid the beautiful hills of Kohima, the beginning of the Hornbill Festival coincided with India's assumption of the G20 presidency. It became the first venue for the launch of the historic global leadership role that India embarks upon. Several events have been planned across the nation. Around 200 meetings in 32 different sectors at multiple locations will be held over the next 1 year. Hours after India kick-started its G20 presidency, a political war erupted. The Congress, taunting the Prime Minister, mocked the G20 festivities. Taking to Twitter, Congress Communications in charge Jairam Ramesh said that while the G20 presidency is rotational, no other country staged a high-voltage drama that is being done around India. The Congress leader also took a jibe at the Prime Minister, calling him a brilliant event manager.
मीडिया के प्रभारी हेड जो हैं जयराम रमेश जी ने अडवाणी जी को कोट करते हुए जो कमेंट किया है, मैं उसको पूरी ताकत से समर्थन करता हूँ, एक एक शब्द का उसके समर्थन करता हूँ.
Remember, Ramesh had earlier said that the Prime Minister will milk the G20 presidency for polls.
G20.
The unveiling of the G20 logo, which shows Mother Earth sitting atop a lotus, had also kicked up a political storm.
The symbol of the lotus in the G20 logo is a representation of hope in these times.
As the showdown escalated, BJP hit back.
भारत का ये संकल्प कांग्रेस पार्टी को नहीं भाता तो इसमें आपको आश्चर्य नहीं होना चाहिए, क्योंकि ये यही कांग्रेस पार्टी है जो लोकतांत्रिक तरीके से चुने गए प्रधान सेवक को भी हटाने के लिए अपील जाकर पाकिस्तान में करती है.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi was handed over the presidency of G20 by the Indonesian president in Bali. India will host the G20 Leaders Summit in New Delhi on September 9 to 10 in 2023. Bureau Report, India Today.
India took over the presidency of the G20 and the government celebrated it, illuminating over 100 historical monuments across the country. India is also holding Nagaland's world-famous Hornbill festivals and has invited several global ambassadors for it. In fact, Prime Minister Narendra Modi wrote a blog giving his vision for India's presidency. He said the whole world should act unitedly to resolve challenges the world faces today. He also reiterated that this is not the era of war.
And the throne of the leadership I convey to Prime Minister Modi of India.
One Earth, one family, one future. With this motto, India assumed the presidency of G20 on Thursday, days after Indonesian President Joko Widodo handed it over to Mr. Modi in November. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in an article published by several news outlets across the world, penned his vision for the global forum. Emphasizing on universal sense of oneness, Prime Minister Modi urged member nations to make India's G20 presidency one of healing, harmony and hope. India draws its inspiration for the theme of presidency from the phrase Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, which means the world is one family.
G20 India 2023. One Earth, one family, one future.
Addressing a University Connect event in Delhi, External Affairs Minister S. J. Shankar said, as the mother of democracy, India's G20 presidency will be consultative, collaborative and decisive. As India takes charge of G20 presidency, 100 monuments across India are being illuminated with the group's logo for the next 7 days. India is also showcasing Nagaland's annual Hornbill Festival to mark the event.
India assumes presidency of the G20 and we begin by celebrating it over here at the Hornbill Festival in Kohima in Nagaland. Look at the color, the culture, the traditions and all that will be on display over here when India takes on presidency of the G20. Now there is going to be a lot of connect. India is going to host foreign diplomats, foreign governments in many parts of the country.
India will hold nearly 200 events across 50 cities during its presidency. The G20 summit will be held in India in September next year. In Kohima with Geeta Mohan, Bureau Report, India Today.
India expects more than 100,000 visitors for G20. There will be 250 official meetings, 190 working groups. India expects tourists from G20 nations and events are being organized across the length and breadth of our country, like the Hornbill Festival that my colleague Geeta Mohan was reporting from. But is it aimed at the 2024 elections? Is it just event management? Or are there greater goals for India to achieve and greater achievements to showcase to the world? Joining me on India First, Ambassador Kanwal Sibal, former Foreign Secretary of India, Ambassador Vishnu Prakash, former top diplomat, Supriya Srinath is the national spokesperson and leader of the Congress Party, and I have Vijay Chauthaiwale, in charge Foreign Affairs Department of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Supriya Srinath, foreign ambassadors were in Nagaland. The French ambassador said it was wonderful to see unity in diversity. Very excited to see the entire country. Ma'am, isn't this all about India? Why look at it just as event management?
No, but nobody is looking at it as an event management, and I'm very surprised that you hurled the first question at me with that accusation. And I'll tell you why. The G20 that was formed in 1999, if I'm not wrong, was meant to meet. India is the 18th country to host it. There are two other countries that will host after us, which is South Africa and Brazil. Of course, China has hosted this in 2014, UK much before. I don't have any issues with India hosting this. But please understand, the whole narrative that is being built from either the BJP or the government is, what a great achievement this is of Mr. Modi. This is India's achievement. This cannot be an event targeted at elections. This cannot be an event all about the Prime Minister. This should and must be about India. And who would have any grounds with that? I'm being very honest with you. I think in the last few years, we've lost considerable leverage as far as economy and business is concerned with countries, and we need to perhaps reestablish that in G20. I have no bones to pick on that. I have no bones to pick even on the event. I just want to remind our viewers that our chance to actually host this event was in 2021. But we are doing it in 2023 because Mr. Modi wants to make an event before the elections.
So is the postponement, is Congress's allegation that this was postponed from 21 to 23 because of 2024 elections?
No, please listen to me. The Congress's allegation is, let us keep some things above board of petty politics. You look at the right-wing propaganda on social media, of which I am responsible. It's almost as if we are going to attain independence in 2023 thanks to Mr. Modi. That is not going to happen. This nation has been built block by block by every Prime Minister, including Atalji, including to an extent
Let me bring in Vijay Chauthaiwale, because today I will keep this specifically on G20. Time is limited today. Vijay Chauthaiwale, respond to the Congress party saying that the presidency is rotational. Why create high voltage drama around it, as Jairam Ramesh tweeted?
Problem with Congress is that they always thought that any event should be in Luton's Delhi, and that too within 5 kilometers radius from 10 Janpath. They don't want to go out of 10 Janpath, they don't want to go out of Delhi. That is the problem. The problem with Congress is that we are doing events and meetings from sir, please, madam, I have not disturbed you, you please don't disturb me.
That's your best argument.
Okay, hold on, one by one. Ma'am, you made your point. Let Mr. Vijay Chauthaiwale complete his point. Go on, sir.
Yeah, initial event from the Andaman to Nagaland to the other parts of northeast to north to every part of the country, and we are taking the message of G20 to every citizen of India, that is, it is one earth, one family, and it is a combined future of the 70% population
Sir, but the
of
Congress
the world,
party makes it
which
out.
will
The
determine
Congress
the
party
future
says
course of action.
the BJP is making it all about Prime Minister Narendra Modi. That is Supriya Srinath's argument, sir.
Well, Prime Minister Modi is the leader of the country, and it is but obvious that he will represent the entire India, irrespective of the political party, caste, creed and religion. He is representing entire India, and it is very obvious. When there was a NAM meeting, Indira Gandhi ji represented India. So in any multilateral forum, it is not a party politics. You won't see any BJP logo or BJP as a political party joining any event. It is entire India, and we are taking every Indian, every part of the country, every section of the society as the part, as an integral part of every event.
Let me also bring into this conversation Ambassador Sibal.
We are most comprehensive.
Okay, so you're saying it's very comprehensive, and it's not just about one individual, it's about the country. Ambassador Sibal, what does G20 presidency mean for the nation? Is it about just the Prime Minister? Is it about showcasing one party? Or from whatever has happened so far in public domain, is this about our country?
Look, if you look at what we are saying about what our agenda would be, it has nothing to do with party politics. If we are talking about bringing to the world attention our successes in the digitalization of our economy, some of the platforms that we have created in which the developing world is interested, it has nothing to do with party politics. Similarly, if we talk about our success as the first responder when the pandemic struck, and we are in fact in a sense the pharmacy of the world in terms of producing vaccines, and we were able to vaccinate a few billion people in terms of dosages in our own country. And we supplied vaccines to developing countries in their hour of need. When the developed countries were hoarding vaccines, they had nothing to do with party politics. Similarly, if we are going to talk about what we have done domestically, which is still in the process of women's empowerment, and we've cited what we have done. And if we are raising this agenda, nothing to do with party politics. Climate change agenda has nothing to do with party politics. The transition to green energy and all the things associated with that, this whole concept of Prime Minister lifestyle for environment, which wants to cultivate a notion amongst the public that they have a responsibility in changing their lifestyles. It's not left only to the government to do that. Nothing to do with party politics. So you take any element of what our agenda is, and finally, of course, in terms of managing the geopolitics, because there is this conflict between the West and Russia, and this is going to affect the program, because there will always be an effort by the West to hold Russia, their feet to fire and seek condemnation of Russia. And we have to play the role in the middle by trying to bring both sides together. And we've been helpful in this regard. Since we talk to everybody, we have credibility, nothing to do with party politics. So I don't think we should distort what the government is doing in terms of deriving the maximum benefit in terms of projecting India internationally and building up our stature.
Deriving maximum advantage
the Prime Minister has to
India.
lead. Prime Minister has to lead. He can't put the opposition leaders to do so. I mean, it doesn't make sense.
Okay. I'll get Supriya Srinath to respond to that, but I also want to bring into this conversation Ambassador Vishnu Prakash. Sir, has India organized a meeting at this scale of such a powerful body in the past? Or is this, in your view, an opportunity for India to bring together heads and leaders of 20 most powerful developed and developing economies to India's advantage?
Gaurav, good evening. This is a historic moment for India because since independence, India has never led such an influential group. And frankly, I do not understand what is the matter for which an exception is being taken. Has the government said that previous governments could not bring G20, which government has brought? Or has the government said that it is not rotational? Of course it is rotational. Of course we have got it at the right time, but this is the right time. And organizing it at a scale at which India is doing is a grand achievement. It requires a lot of meticulous preparations. The government is making it a national festival, with popular involvement and showcasing the cultural heritage of India. Now, other nations may not have done that. So what? We have decided to do that. I think it requires a lot of effort. It requires a lot of conviction, and it is showcasing India. And India has a lot to showcase at the moment because the world is grappling with problems.
Okay.
The 6 major issues confronting the world are food security, energy security, health crisis, sustainable growth, climate change, and digital empowerment. Now, in all these areas, India has, despite numerous challenges and odds, done something which is remarkable. And we are willing to share our experiences with other countries. So yes, this is India's coming out party, and we should be celebrating it.
It's India's coming out party that we should be celebrating it. Supriya Srinath, we should be celebrating this party. Why look at it from Congress or BJP lens? Is that what Jairam Ramesh appears to be doing when he talks about the lotus symbol, or when he talks about this becoming an event management for 2024 elections? You know, India expects about 100,000 guests, not just to Delhi, but different cities from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. Doesn't that benefit the entire nation and not just the BJP?
No, firstly, let me just point out here, I don't understand the euphoria that you seem to be suggesting we are not displaying. And I don't understand the accusations that are coming my way, quite frankly. What did I begin by saying? That every Prime Minister has contributed to this day to India hosting a G20 summit, which was formed in 1999. Look at the commentary that's coming in from some ministers of the BJP. Look at people like Dharmendra Pradhan, the kind of language that they're using, or Devendra Fadnavis. I want to ask you a question. Is this India's moment, or is this Mr. Modi's moment? We see it as India's moment, and we will celebrate that. The BJP wants to see this as Mr. Modi's moment.
No,
this is not his achievement.
What is Jairam Ramesh tweeting? Ma'am, look at what Jairam Ramesh has said. The presidency
Absolutely.
of G20 is rotational. India's presidency was inevitable. Previous G20s have been so-and-so countries. None of these countries staged a high-voltage drama as is being done around India becoming president of G20. I am reminded of what LK Advani said, and then he goes on to call Mr. Modi a brilliant event manager. That is all there is to this spin around G20.
I want to ask you a question. I want to ask you a counter question. What part of the tweet is wrong? Is this not rotational? Does this not come to India because we are a part of the G20? Is Mr. Modi not a good event manager? He'll be very upset if you say otherwise.
No, so it's not for me to say anything. I want to ask you, ma'am. I'm asking you a question. Is this just an event management? Because in this previous tweets, he's been talking about the aim being 2024 elections, ma'am.
Because if you look at the commentary that's coming in from the right wing, if you look at some of the statements that the BJP chief ministers and the ministers of the cabinet are making, it almost seems like this is about electoral politics. This is about Mr. Modi. Should this not be about India? That's a very simple question. As an Indian, I'm asking. Obviously, I'm very happy there's a G20 meeting that's going to happen here. It was bound to happen, whether it was 2021 when we were getting it and we let go, or whether it is 23.
We let go in 2021.
Why did we let go in 21?
And why? Ambassador Kamal Sibal, we let go in 2021, says the Congress party.
Well,
we
I think that was the wrong moment. There was COVID at that time. How could you hold the G20 meeting successfully? And it needs a lot of preparation. I think we were very wise to postpone it and ask Indonesia to take the responsibility.
We were definitely wise to do this before elections.
And there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, look, electoral benefits of this, if any, would have come even in 2021 with a very successful G20 summit. And they will come also in 2023. But I don't know whether the electorate is going to be impressed by what the G20 achieves in terms of declaration and all the agenda that we are trying to promote, which is not a party agenda at all. If we are going to speak for the global South, we are taking leadership at the international level. We're not taking leadership at the national level.
Okay.
So how is it going to look? The stature of a country is built by its leadership, actual leadership. It is true that the country's building a country's stature is a long-term process in which the previous leaders have also contributed. But at the moment, The leader at the helm has to take charge and have a vision by which he projects India to a maximum advantage internationally. And if he's going to have all these events in so many parts of the country, it is showcasing India. It's not a vibrant Gujarat summit from which he's going to take benefit personally because he belongs to Gujarat. I think we should take a larger view in the national interest rather than making it a party political thing. Yes, if he gets if he's going to get advantage from this, he's going to get advantage from the success of his other policies, domestic policies.
Okay, but
why focus on this and try to diminish
the point that Supriya Shrinate raised,
the efforts that India is making to make G20 a success and mar what Prime Minister is doing by party politics in India. It doesn't help us because the international community will pick this up and say, look, this, you know how it is that Western press is already looking at what the internal divisions are in India, and if they hear this kind of a thing, they're going to pick it up and try and
yeah, because the Prime Minister goes to Indonesia or a summit and criticizes the Congress party. He's washing his dirty linen outside of this country. He should be held more responsible for not taking partisan politics outside of our shores. That's a question that should be raised to the Prime Minister as well. Who went to overseas summits and started criticizing the Congress there? These are very valid questions that you're raising. So questions that should be pointed to the ruling establishment for sure.
And Vijay Chathawale, do respond also to the point that Supriya Shrinate says the postponement from 2021 to 23 aimed at elections in 2024.
It is but obvious that 2021 no such major event of international standard could have been organized simply because of COVID, and that's the simple reason why it was postponed. And as far as the displaying India's heritage, India's culture, if someone has a reservation about it, if someone has any objection about it, then good luck to them. How much they are very much interested to project India.
Gaurav, can I please make a very small point?
This government, Modi government is doing. Madam, please, you have a very bad habit of interfering everyone. You please keep that habit with yourself.
Okay.
That's not good.
Sir, I interrupted
please, listen to me.
Yeah, please complete your point.
No, absolutely. She is interfering with everyone.
Only Vijay Chathawale and then Supriya Shrinate. No crosstalk. Go on, sir.
Yeah, no crosstalk. Yeah. You better develop habit of listening to others.
Respond, Mr. Chathawale. Yes, sir.
My only submission is that she has a problem because the India is going away from coordinating everything, organizing everything within the limits of Delhi, so that the Congress coterie can get the visibility and Congress coterie can get the maximum advantage. We are going it to every part of the country, displaying our heritage, our culture, our technology, and what we can offer to the world, not only to India. And that is all this G20 is all about. And as a leader of this great country, if Prime Minister Modi's image is making that difference, then it is consequential. It is not something which we should be shy about.
Okay.
He is the leader of the country, and in his image, we are getting the benefit.
Okay, Supriya Shrinate, you want to quickly respond before I bring in Ambassador Vishnu Prakash. Quickly, Supriya Shrinate, please.
I have a very simple point to make. When US and China were at trade war, Bangladesh and Vietnam benefited. The country has stood good because we worked on the work done by previous prime ministers. Why did Mr. Modi choose to not align with either Ukraine, Russia or US and Russia? Because that is the non-aligned policy that our nation was built upon. Recognize that, share credit, stop blaming people and stop taking every credit for yourself. What did he just say? This is Mr. Modi's image. नहीं sir, rotational है. हमारे पास आना ही था, अच्छा है आ रहा है. देश के लिए आ रहा है. जिस दिन आप मोदी जी और देश में अंतर समझ जाइएगा, उस दिन हम बहस करेंगे.
But are we non-aligned, Ambassador? Are we non-aligned, Ambassador Vishnu Prakash, or are we multi-aligned? And is that a change in India's policy? Is that holding us in good stead? Are we non-aligned or multi-aligned, sir?
We're absolutely non-aligned.
Ambassador Vishnu Prakash, please.
Each government of the day has led the country according to its best judgment and belief. And India has grown from strength to strength over the last 75 years. As India's economy has grown, as India's stature has grown, as India's abilities have grown, so has India's diplomatic footprint. Today we are multi-aligned and we are having the best of relations with almost every country except a couple of countries which have a different agenda. Now, it is for the government of the day to decide how to lead the country, and that is what is being done. This G20 is being used to be an elitist event in so many countries, and there used to be a backlash. As it is being an elitist event, it is being made a popular event, and that is something which is quite remarkable. And the agenda is ambitious, inclusive, and action-oriented. It requires a lot of courage to be a peacemaker, to develop consensus, and take on the responsibility of being a spokesperson or being the voice of the developing nations. I again would think and believe, I strongly believe, that this is a big movement for India, and I think we should present a collectively present the best foot forward so that we can show to the world what India is capable of.
Okay. Ambassador Sibal, this isn't just about official meetings, the summits, and what the Sherpas will do before the summits. States in our country are being encouraged to showcase the best they have to offer, and districts within states. The Prime Minister's directive, from what I've been told, is that when visitors leave India, they should be spiritually reinvigorated. Their Atma should be Indian, to quote India's Sherpa Amitabh Kant. What does that indicate?
I think it's all right to say all this, and in part, I hope this can be achieved. But I think we should be a little careful in expecting that the world will get spiritually rejuvenated after they come and visit the country during the G20.
No,
yes,
but
there will be a positive fallout in terms of exposing India, various corners of India, and making people aware of the prospects of tourism, and of course, in terms of our contributions like yoga and other things internationally, our spiritual heritage, that will get more exposure, no doubt about it. But to believe that there will be a rejuvenation, I think that
give them a taste of India, give them a taste of real India. No, because Ambassador Vishnu Prakash, 190 official meetings showcase India's achievements, from direct benefit transfer to COVID benefit, to talk about India as being the world's largest vaccine manufacturer. What does all of this effort seem to indicate? Because is this showcasing a party or the country to the world?
Can I please come in?
No, clearly India has a lot to offer. We have huge challenges, but we have also huge achievements. And let me again say, despite the repetition, that yes, for 75 years India has progressed. But today we have reached a stage where we can showcase what we are capable of. India is an open book. People know India's challenges, but also the very fact that we are the world's pharmacy today, that we, digital countries talk of digital divide. We talk of digital empowerment. We have taken the digital benefits to the masses. Whether it is the question of food security or energy security, climate change, we are today leading the world, or leading with what we are doing in terms of climate change. So the world's eyes will be on India for the next 1 year. And when we showcase what we are capable of, our mighty cultural heritage, certainly there will be something for anybody to take, those who want to take it.
Okay.
Some people will benefit, some people will not. But it's not for want of trying. The thing that I'm very impressed about is the humongous effort and meticulous preparations that are being made as a run-up to the summit, which will take place in September. I think it is a singular achievement that we are planning it and doing it in the manner in which we are doing that. I have no doubt that it will be a good event, and we will do our very best to project India.
Okay. Supriya Srinath, if this is an opportunity to project India's achievements, whether it's DBT or digital revolution or COVID portal, the success of Aadhaar, vaccine manufacturing, does that help brand India?
And everything should come together to help brand India. Who would have a doubt with that? I only hope that there will not be fresh walls that will be erected like they were erected when Mr. Trump came to Gujarat to hide people who were poor. I hope that before making this grand event, the government is also going to sit down and look at the challenges that this country faces, which is increasing unemployment, high prices, high levels of poverty, and a very, very poor human development index as far as things like malnutrition is concerned, because these are things that the world picks on us for, and we need to do better as far as this is concerned. Not live in denial, not look the other way. दीवार खींचने से गरीबी छुप नहीं जाएगी, छुपा देंगे गरीबी मिट नहीं जाएगी. पहले मोदी जी ने ऐसा किया था, आशा करती हूं अब ऐसा नहीं करेंगे.
Vijay Chauthawale, respond. How will you showcase India's story to the world? Because the Congress says all you try to do is perhaps pull wool over the eyes or build artificial walls like the BJP did or like the government did when Trump visited at Namaste Trump in Gujarat.
Gaurav, since 2014, when Prime Minister Modi has won the elections, India's credibility is going high day to day. India is offering solutions to the global problems, and India's voice is being heard and taken seriously. US government has recognized India's and Prime Minister Modi's contribution in the final G20 declaration. And today, in last 24 hours, if you see the tweets of various world leaders, including EU Commission Chairperson and other world leaders, by congratulating Prime Minister Narendra Modi on India's presidency of G20, it shows that there is a great hope and confidence that India will be instrumental in solving many of the problems which world is facing today. Now, as far as India's own issues are concerned, of course, we are not the perfect country. We have so many things to do. We accept it, and therefore we are saying that Mr. Modi is the only choice in 2024. Who only can solve these problems?
Look at this last line.
Where is the solution
Look
from
at
Congress?
This last line.
So
that
we can have another debate about it.
Look at this
See,
line.
again, that is the problem with you, madam, because you don't know how to listen to others. So please listen. Let me finish my sentence.
Listening to others आप मोदी जी को सिखाइए. वो तो अपने मन की बात कहते हैं.
Hello, ma'am.
आप सिखाइए, मुझे नहीं. मैं देश की प्रधानमंत्री नहीं हूँ. उनको सुनना चाहिए ज्यादा लोगों की बात. लोग अपनी बात. राहुल जी तो चल रहे हैं 3500 किलोमीटर.
This shows your impatience.
सुन रहे हैं लोगों की बात.
This shows your impatience. I am not here in tutu manner, Gaurav.
Okay, one by one.
Madam. Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk sense. We are having a decent debate.
This is the problem with Congress. They are not ready to
Okay,
listen.
one by one. Let Vijay Chauthawale complete his point, ma'am. I'm coming right back to you. Okay, sir, please complete your point and then Suprashnath.
So Gaurav, my submission is that India is being increasingly a credible country, giving solutions to the global problems, using our own ancient wisdom, our heritage, our culture, and the modern technology.
No, but where is Supriya Srinath wrong when she says you've again made it all about Prime Minister Narendra Modi and him being the choice for 2024? Where is she wrong? That's exactly what you said, Mr. Chauthawale.
We are not shy about it. We are not shy about it because he is the leader of the country. And as a Prime Minister, he has created his own image as a global leader. And therefore, he is getting credit for India's development because of his progressive work in last 8 years. It is quite natural. Why we should be shy about it?
Okay. Supriya Srinath, you quickly wanted to come in.
It is India's India's success, and as a leader, it is Modi's contribution.
Sir, you made your point. Supriya Srinath, please respond, ma'am.
In the last 8 years, our growth rate has halved from 8.2 to 4.1%. We will have average growth rate of 1.82% for the last 3 years. 2% से कम growth rate है annual. In the last 8 years, we have seen the highest price rise. 100 रुपए आपने पेट्रोल को शतक लगवा दिया. In the last 8 years, the societal जो fabric होता है उसको तोड़ के ताना बाना तोड़ के रख दिया. The world is talking about how unsafe we have become for minorities, for women, for people from marginalized communities. That is what you have done. You did demonetization, you kept quiet on China, you were warned on COVID, you still went on and did attempts. This is what you have become. The WHO calls you out on false news As far as COVID is concerned, you first say thank you Modi ji on COVID vaccination.
Okay.
Then you tell the Supreme Court we are not responsible for that.
How will you
first tell the
convince-
Supreme Court not a single person walking on the street.
I mean, look at the two different sides of the story. On the political aspect, Vijay Chauthawale, please respond. How will you convince the world when you're unable to convince the Congress? You look at, India's COVID fight back. India's COVID fight back as a success story. Congress looks at it as a defeat.
That has to be convinced.
Gaurav,
Convince this
Gaurav,
country. इन्होंने तो सदन में ये भी बोला था.
it is relatively easy.
Vijay Chauthawale wants to respond.
बोला था कि नहीं बोला था? बताइए
Okay,
ये.
response.
It is relatively easy. Gaurav, it is relatively easy to wake up a person who is genuinely sleeping, but who is pretending to sleep. It is impossible to wake up. And that is what, if Congress is pretending to sleep and not listen to the people of India, and we will see it on 9th, what will happen in Gujarat, in Himachal, then good luck to them. We are not worried about it. If Congress is not listening.
Okay, but away from party politics, Ambassador Kanwal Sibal, Ambassador Sibal, you're the former Foreign Secretary of India. I want to understand from you. India looks at the COVID fight back as a success story. Both you and Ambassador Vishnu Prakash said, we are the pharmacy of the world. There are lessons that the world can learn from us, whether it's the COVID portal or the fight back or the vaccine. And we want a global vaccine fund. India is the story. But look at the divide within the country, Ambassador.
Yeah, but this will always be there in every country. In every democratic country, differences will come out. And this is nothing unusual. But I think when it comes to the G20 and government's effort to make it a success, it should be a national effort. And we should not bring in domestic issues in order to embarrass the government or make it awkward for them to project India positively on the stage. This doesn't serve a national purpose. Insofar as party politics and all that will go on. The other thing is that when the G20 delegations come, especially when the summit, but at other meetings too, there'll be a whole host of journalists and others who will come. There will be think tanks and international experts who will be examining what is happening on the ground. So nothing can be hidden. If India has problems, they will come out. They will come out. And if you're going to have events in various parts of India, all the deficiencies that have been pointed out just now in this discussion will be visible. It's not as if the government can hide this. Okay. But I think that the people who are coming from abroad and who understand what India is doing and the successes India has achieved and how India can be a very valuable partner in resolving some of the issues that the international community faces, they'll take a very positive, balanced view. They're not going to get involved in party politics because, as earlier said, no country is perfect. And if you want to point out and what the deficiencies in a country are, you can always do it, but that's not the purpose. And finally, all leaders try and take advantage in electoral terms, not only from domestic developments, but also in successes in foreign policy. So there's nothing wrong. It's nothing unique if the Prime Minister of India for his party wants to take advantage of this great event in terms of electoral politics. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing unusual.
I will let that be the last word. I've run out of time on this part of the show. Supriya Srinath, Vijay Chauthawale, Ambassador Vishnu Prakash and Ambassador Sibal for joining me here on India Today. Many thanks. Perhaps it is India's biggest strength. We are a democracy, free press, judiciary, everything for the world to see the way it is. A quick break. Coming up on the other side. Casteist graffiti threatening Brahmins that there will be bloodshed painted on Jawaharlal Nehru University campus walls. Details coming up.
भैया जी हमला। भैया जी 10 गोलियां ले ले।
गोलियां नहीं रज्जा, गोली।
पर बाहर तो 10 लोग हैं।
10 हो या पूरी बस, अब तो बस 1 है तो डन है। इसको कोई वॉच कराओ। जब वॉचो में मिले ढेर सारे OTT ऐप्स एक ही प्लान में, तो हर कोई बोलेगा वॉचो 1 है तो डन है।
वॉचो प्लान स्टार्टिंग एट जस्ट 42 रुपीज पर मंथ। आज ही सब्सक्राइब करें और पाएं सिलेक्ट प्लान्स पर 1 महीना कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री।
children from more than 100 schools in Mumbai took part in a unique football tournament over the weekend. The QPR South Mumbai Junior Soccer Challenge, an initiative by former Congress MP, gives platform to aspiring footballer from all sections of society to test their skills.
ये हमारे लिए बहुत बड़ी गर्व की बात है कि म्यूनिसिपल स्कूलों में इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर चाहे ना हो, चाहे बच्चों की बैकग्राउंड्स, उनकी जो आर्थिक स्थिति है वह प्राइवेट स्कूल्स की जितना नहीं है, लेकिन उसके बावजूद कोचेस का मानना है कि बच्चे जिस जज्बा उत्साह के साथ खेलते हैं उनमें वो टैलेंट है जो वर्ल्ड क्लास टैलेंट में दिखाई देता है.
The organizers say 30% of the participants this time were girls.
यह समय बहुत अच्छा फील होता है क्योंकि महिलाएं भी बहुत खेल सकती हैं और मैं धन्यवाद कहना चाहती हूँ. थैंक यू.
ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ लड़के लोग ही खेल सकते हैं, यहाँ पर गर्ल्स भी बहुत सारी अलग अलग टीम से. अच्छा है लड़के लोग खेलो तो लड़की लोग भी खेलना चाहिए, वो खेल भी रहे हम लोग.
The Junior Football Challenge started in 2009. Since then, it has grown over the years. Organizers claim it is India's biggest community football tournament.
Welcome back. Casteist anti-Brahman slogans threatening professors all on the walls of the prestigious Jawaharlal Nehru University campus have sparked nationwide outrage. While the Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad, or the ABVP, has accused the Left Students' Union of this vandalism, an investigation has now been ordered by the JNU administration.
Brahmins leave the campus. Stop Brahminization of JNU. Slogans targeting Brahmin and Baniya communities spray painted on the walls of Delhi's Jawaharlal Nehru University, or JNU.
These are the walls of the university schools, and one of the most prestigious schools. This is School of International Sciences, where these slogans have been written. There are several other such slogans that have been written across the campus. Many have also been written on the chambers of the professors. So that is the biggest concern, that these kind of politics, these kind of students, miscreants who are in fact destroying the academic environment of the university, they are in fact spreading this kind of hatred in the university campus.
The slogans were painted on the walls of the School of International Studies as well as on several faculty members' doors. Angered by the vandalism, the student wing of the Sangh Parivar has alleged the graffiti is a conspiracy of left-leaning students.
कल रात को कुछ ऐसे डिवाइसिव और बहुत ही ज़्यादा नकारात्मक जेनोसाइडल स्लोगन्स लिखे गए थे. स्पेशली इस बार ये लाइमलाइट में इसलिए आया क्योंकि इस बार प्रोफेसर्स के चैम्बर को टारगेट किया गया है. और ऐसी चीज़ें इसके पहले भी लिखी जा चुकी है. और अभी क्या हुआ है कि ऐसे एक प्रोफेसर के चैम्बर पे लिखा है इन्होंने इंटिमिडेट करने के लिए, डराने धमकाने के लिए. दिल्ली हाई कोर्ट का इसके पहले ऑर्डर था, ये था कि आप वल्गर चीज़ें और वैंडलिज्म और डिफेसिंग नहीं करेंगे, लेकिन फिर भी ऐसी चीज़ें लगातार चलती आई.
The BJP has backed the ABVP's charge.
भारत के अंदर बहुसंख्यकों में विभेद कैसे पैदा हो, इस विभेद पैदा करने की दृष्टि से वो ऐसे हरकत करते हैं.
The Congress has condemned the act and blamed the university administration for it.
जाति सूचक धर्म के आधार पर ऐसी भद्दी टिप्पणियां अस्वीकार्य हैं. भारत का संविधान जाति और धर्म के आधार पर किसी को विभाजित करने का, किसी को अपमानित करने का अधिकार नहीं देता. इसलिए विश्वविद्यालय प्रशासन को उनके खिलाफ कार्रवाई करनी चाहिए जिन्होंने दीवार पर ऐसी इबारत लिखी है.
A complaint has been filed by Supreme Court lawyer and social activist Vineet Jindal against unknown persons.
We all know that several series of incidents, of uncovered incidents of anti-nationality and slogans against our nation has been raised JNU on regular basis. But now it is about the community who has been targeted over there, not only targeted by extending the chilling threat of killing the students of the particular committee, Banyan Brahman.
Reacting to the controversy, JNU Vice-Chancellor Santishri Pandit said such acts of vandalism won't be tolerated. The VC has asked the Grievances Committee to submit a report. With Akshay Dongre in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
There's been a big breakthrough in the Sidhu Moosewala murder investigations as the singer's murder mastermind, gangster Goldie Brar, has been detained in California in the United States of America. This India Today exclusive news break has now been confirmed by Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann. The question is, will Goldie Brar be extradited to India? And
the 28-year-old Punjabi rapper who pushed his fans out of their comfort zone, shot to death near his home. Nobody has forgotten Sidhu Moosewala's assassination in May that was blamed on criminal gangs. As Punjab's own Tupac Shakur rests in peace, his killing left a trail that isn't exactly peaceful. Multiple arrests of foot soldiers, police encounters, revenge attacks. 6 months after Moosewala's murder, the net now tightens around the big fish, the Canada-based gangster Goldie Brar. The man believed to have issued instructions to Moosewala's assailants on the ground in Punjab, detained now in California in the United States.
रिसेंटली अभी हमने गोल्डी ब्रार को रेड कॉर्नर नोटिस जारी करवाया था होम मिनिस्ट्री से, तो अभी हमें पता चला है वो डिटेन हो गया है.
Goldie Brar in Canada is suspected to have followed orders from dreaded gangster Lawrence Bishnoi, then lodged in Delhi's Tihar jail. He allegedly contracted out killers from across states to execute Moosewala's murder.
जल्दी ही उसको यहाँ पे लाया जाएगा. बड़ी-बड़ी हत्याओं में उसका हाथ है. हम बात कर रहे हैं कि वो आ जाएं यहाँ पे और यहाँ पे आके उनसे पूछताछ में और भी कुछ खुलासे हो सकते हैं.
The motive could be packed in this song from 2020. When questioned in jail, Lawrence Bishnoi told investigators it left him disturbed. He found the title track, Bambiha Bole, supportive of his arch-rival Bambiha gang operating out of Armenia. A murder that shed light on criminal gangs and their deadly competitive dominance in Punjab's entertainment industry. With Arvind Ojha in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
We will continue to track developments on the story. That is all I have for you on the Newstrack this evening. Many thanks for watching. News and updates continue on India Today. Stay with us.
Harassed, dragged, touched, and kissed forcibly. Korean vlogger Hyo Jing Park was molested on a busy road in Khar, Mumbai on Wednesday night. Hyo Jing was streaming live from the road when she was interrupted by two men, 19-year-old Mubin Chand Mohammad Sheikh and 20-year-old Mohammad Naqib Sadrialam Ansari. One of the two men then grabs her hand, asks her to sit on his bike. The YouTuber politely refuses, saying she is wearing a dress.
I'm dressed. Hi.
The man in the video then puts his arm around her and kisses her forcibly.
I was walking back to my hotel. It was around 11:50, and there was two guys who were standing on the street, and one of them yelled like "I love you." So I was keep walking, but I told them, "Okay, I love you back." And I was keep walking, and one of the guys started to approach me and put his arm on my shoulder and get close and try to kiss me one time.
Hyojung recalls how her molestation horror went beyond the 59-second video that went viral. She told to India Today that Mubin and Mohammad Naqib continued to stalk her.
My house is no. And I started to walk very fast toward my hotel, but they were following me with their motorcycle, and they stopped in front of me and started to ask, "What is your phone number?" Luckily, one of my viewers who were watching my stream watched all the situation, and he knew that I am in very unsafe situation, and he came out because he was near and he saved.
As anger and outrage over the shocking video escalated, Mumbai police arrested the accused.
ये घटना गंभीर होने के कारण खार पुलिस स्टेशन के निर्भया स्क्वाड के महिला कर्मचारी के शिकायत पे शासन की तरफ से इसमें एफआईआर दाखिल हुई और आगे के इन्वेस्टिगेशन में खार पुलिस स्टेशन में इसमें जो युवक थे उनको अरेस्ट किया और इसके आगे की इन्वेस्टिगेशन खार पुलिस स्टेशन कर रही है.
Mumbai, the city that never sleeps, considered to be one of the safest places for women in India.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
કોંગ્રેસના લોકો આટલી બધી જાતની ઢગલાબંધ ડઝનબંધ ગાળો દીધી છે. કોંગ્રેસ પાર્ટી એના નેતાઓએ અધિકૃત રીતે ક્યારેય પશ્ચાતાપ વ્યક્ત નથી કર્યો.
As the race enters the last lap, the Prime Minister once again made the now familiar pitch, vote for Gujarat Asmita, vote for Modi. Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge's recent attacks came in handy. Modi referred to his most recent one that compared him with Ravan.
कि तमे मोदी ने 100 माथा वालों रावण को.
हर वक्त अपनी ही बात करते हैं. आप किसी को मत देखो, मोदी को देखकर वोट दो. अब भाई तुम्हारे को तुम्हारी सूरत कितनी बार देखना? हर जगह कितने है भाई? क्या आपके रावण के जैसा 100 मुख है? क्या है?
હવે તમે મને કહો, રામ ભક્તોના ધરતી પર રામ ભક્તોની સામે એમના પાસે બોલાવડાવવામાં આવ્યું કે તમે મોદીને 100 માથાવાળો રાવણ કહો. આ કોંગ્રેસ પાર્ટી એને તો રામ સેતુ સામે વાંધો. એવી કોંગ્રેસ પાર્ટી મને ગાળો બોલવા માટે રામાયણમાંથી રાવણને લઈ આવી. બોલો.
Modi's comment early in the day at a rally set the tone for the BJP campaign that saw the Prime Minister take out a roadshow in Ahmedabad, the longest one ever according to the party. Union Home Minister Amit Shah echoed Modi, claiming the voter of Gujarat will punish Congress for targeting the Prime Minister.
जितनी भी बार गुजरात में प्रधानमंत्री जी के खिलाफ कांग्रेस ने अपशब्द उपयोग किया, उतनी बार हर बार गुजरात की जनता ने बैलेट बॉक्स के अंदर जवाब दिया। इस बार भी इसका जवाब, मोदी जी के अपमान का जवाब गुजरात की जनता जरूर देगी।
While the Congress continues with its low-key campaign, the new challenger in the state, the Aam Aadmi Party, fielded its top guns. Delhi CM Arvind Kejriwal, Punjab CM Bhagwant Mann and former cricketer Harbhajan Singh took out a roadshow in Ahmedabad.